nothing is petty. Your mind and energy is consumed with doctor's appointments, with tests, with caring for the patient, and yes, just stressed out from dealing with a child with a life-threatening illness. They understand this, and they look to relieve you in any way possible so that you could focus your attention on the ill child and with all the remaining koiches geared towards the rest of your family. Last winter, we were scheduled for a very crucial test. It was on a Friday, a very short Friday. We were very concerned that we should be able to get back to Lakewood for Shabbos. Just to complicate things a little bit, we needed a copy of that scan to be sent out of CHOP to a different doctor, and it was important that it be sent out on Friday because the doctor needed to see the scan before we were to start treatment the next week. Thursday night, the night before we were to go, it was a freezing cold night. There was a knock at our door. It was our case manager with a FedEx envelope in her hand. She said, "Here, it's all filled out to the doctor that you have to send the scan to. All you have to do is, as soon as the scan's over, get a copy, put it into the FedEx envelope, run across the street from the hospital and put it into the FedEx box so that you can make your way back to Lakewood." Now, this is something which probably would have gotten done even had she not helped us with it. But she knew on a difficult day, if there's any way she could relieve us of some sort of burden, some pressure, that's what she's going to do. When you make that call to Chai Lifeline, you are guaranteed to have the response with the ganze Herz. I heard from a different family that was scheduled to come home from initial diagnosis on Erev Shavuos. They got a call from Chai Lifeline a few days before. All the food is arranged for Yontif. Don't worry about the food. But maybe the mother wants to give over her recipes so that the children could eat food for Yontif that they're used to, the cheesecake that they're used to, and all other macholim for Yontif. What sensitivity? I mean, is it really such a big deal for children to have their mother's cheesecake? But Chai Lifeline understands, yes, it is a big deal. For children to have to go through Nebuch, a situation where they have a sibling that is ill, it's very difficult for them. And if there's any way for Chai Lifeline to make it a little more bakfemt, then that's what they want to do. As I mentioned before, last summer Sarla was in the ICU for a few weeks. She was on a respirator with a very serious infection. My children were unable to visit her when she was in this matzav. As soon as she came off the respirator, my children were chalashing to see her. We were very apprehensive. She really looked a sight. She had lost a lot of weight. She was very, very weak. She couldn't even sit up on her bed. But we knew they had to come. When we arrived, as I'm walking into the room with the rest of the children, I see on Sarla's bed there's 4 peklach packed up, each labeled with each child's name. Chai Lifeline had prepared 4 peklach for Sarla to give out to the children when they came. And I understood that they did this to distract their attention so that they shouldn't notice her condition. And it worked to perfection. That showed us we were not in this alone. Chai Lifeline shares our worries and concerns. Most amazingly of all, it won't go by a week, or for sure a month, I won't get a call from Rabbi Fried asking me, "Meir, is there anything we could be doing different? Is there anything we could be doing better?" And I say, "It's really different, better? You're keeping my family afloat. How can you be doing anything better?" Who is the miyased of Chai Lifeline? Who is the mastermind behind this wonderful organization? Chazal tell us Avram Avinu was koyer b'shem Hashem. How was he koyer b'shem Hashem? He invited people in, he gave them to eat, he gave them to drink. They asked him, "How could we repay you?" Avram Avinu said, "Just bench. Bench to the Rebbeinu Shlomo." The question is, was this some sort of a ploy? It almost seems as if Avram was tricking them into benching. The Maharal explains these people were traveling far away from their families through a hot desert. They were tired. And Avram met them. Avram saw them traveling by, and he invited them in. He gave them a delicious meal. He gave them a bed. They were so overcome, they asked him, Avram, what could we do to thank you? And Avram told them, don't thank me. Thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He sent me here to take care of you. Yes, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is geyser that you should have to muchazach for panasa. You should have to travel away. But the Rebbeinu Shalom takes care of you through your matzav. Throughout this difficult ordeal, so many people have come forth with such nedivas halev, trying to do anything possible to make things easier for us. Mi ka'amcha Yisrael. I think to myself, look how the Rebbeinu Shalom is taking care of us. But perhaps above all, when you have a complete organization that yes, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was miyasid, HaKadosh Baruch Hu orchestrated that there should be an organization to help people through a nisayon, with such wonderful people at the helm, such as Rabbi Scholar, Rabbi Fried, such devoted case managers, hundreds of volunteers, all shluchei derachmana. In this organization, we see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is taking care of us, and this is the biggest chizuk possible. Yes, we do have to go through a nisayon for reasons that we don't understand, but through it all, the Rebbeinu Shalom helps. I started by saying I would like to give you a small picture into what Chai Lifeline means to me. And believe me, it's only a small picture. It's a tip of the iceberg. I have picked out a few stories, but these stories are things which go on every single day in the Chai Lifeline office, day in and day out. All the things which we mentioned are things which Chai Lifeline is helping people with. It's very hard in a short amount of time to express what Chai Lifeline means to me. But I think more than the short amount of time, it's very hard to explain, to express, was liegt tief in the hearts, what it means for parents to go through such a matziv. If I had to sum it up in just a few words, I would tell you I was schmoozing with a father of a different family in a similar situation, and we both shared the same sentiments. How would we survive without Chai Lifeline? I am happy to say that Baruch Hashem, my daughter Sarla is in remission. We still have a long road to go to a complete refuah shalema, and I ask the Olam to continue being misbal for Sarah Yechevet Bas Chana Masha B'Sarach Sharcheli Yisrael. Allow me to leave you with just one more short story. Before Sarla's big surgery, the doctor told us there's a possibility that after surgery she will develop a condition where she will temporarily be unable to speak. If she does develop this condition, it could last anywhere from 6 weeks to 3 months. Unfortunately, right after surgery, we realized that indeed this is what Sarla had because she did not say a word. And this went on for 2 weeks. Obviously, she was in a lot of pain. And on top of all that, she was sad that she was unable to voice any discomfort. A group of Bachrim came to cheer her up. They came with music. They danced with alle koiches, with the ganze Herz. Honestly speaking, I don't know if they accomplished what they came to do. Maybe a smile here, a smile there. But for the most part, Sarla stayed with the same grim face on. When they came, they brought her a present. The present was a roll of stickers. As soon as they left the room, Sarla picked up the roll of stickers and she put it close to her mouth. And she began making noises into the roll of stickers. And I don't know exactly, but somehow that motivated her. Hearing her own voice, within a few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, she was talking full sentences. What did we see in this story? We saw a Maimer Chazal. Chafetz Chaim brings a Chazal, Omer HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Uma elu shehem ba'atzvam tzrichim chesed, oisim elu amelu, Ani she'ani moli chesed v'rachamim malachas kama v'kama she'ani tzorech ligmol chesed in briyosai. The Rebbeinu Shalom looks and sees Klal Yisrael doing chasadim for one another, being merachim on one another. And the Rebbeinu Shalom says, if they're being merachim on each other, Ani she'ani moli chesed v'rachamim malachas kama v'kama, that I will be goyim chesed with my Klal Yisrael. These boys came and they gave it their all, with such compassion, such rachmanis. They didn't accomplish what they came to do, but we were zoichet to see the immediate rachmi shemayim. I have been asked a countless amount of times, Mayor, is there something we could do to help you? And I say, just daven. And people say, okay, we're davening, but maybe there's something, an errand, something practical that we could do for you. It's a little bit of a difficult question, because not always is the person asking the question there at the right time that something's needed. Not always is the person asking the question, do they have the resources to help? Chai Lifeline does have the resources, and they are there at the right time, because they're there all the time. By helping Chai Lifeline, you are helping me and others in a similar matziv. Rabbi Yisai, lately we hear of so many machlis, Rachman al-Itzlan, adults, kinder. We need so much rachmi shemayim, and at such a crucial time, Chai Lifeline is needed more than ever before, and that means that they need us more than ever before. By showing our rachamim and helping to support Chai Lifeline, Be'ezus Hashem, we will be zoichet to see rachmi shemayim, refuas and yeshuas, abiyas koyel tzedek, me'er v'yomeinu, amen.
Yisrael, Anisuni